Okay.
Hold on, can I? 1 second.
Yeah, that's fine. Deal with the kids.
I know, I'm sorry.
That's fine. That's life.
My real life. Okay, 1 second. Sorry.
That's okay.
Now, I was really scared to do this today because I'm not a very open person, but I just wanted to. Okay. All right, get your soccer football. But yeah, I just, I prayed on it and I felt that, as private as I can be, but I need to share with you guys that because God's done so much for me that I want to give thanks. And this is my way of giving thanks in a way. So basically, I grew up in the church. My nan was very religious and she loved God and she was a great woman. And I went to church every week. I did Bible studies. I learned Bible verses. I did, the regular church thing. And to me, it was just a routine. It wasn't really like I had a personal relationship with God at this point. I was still a small child. When I was 18, I had some medical issues and I was told that my chances of having children was quite low. So I thought, one of the things I'd always wanted to be was a mum, but that wasn't going to happen for me. Kind of got to terms with that. But at 22, I got pregnant and I felt it was a miracle. Sorry, 1 second.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I thought it was a miracle. I got pregnant with my first child, and as it was a miracle, I was grateful and happy, but it didn't really stem my relationship with God any further. I was just like, yay, I got a miracle. God loves me. And I kind of moved on from that, carried on living my life and, never really put much emphasis on that miracle. At 32, I got pregnant again. And at this point, I'm feeling truly blessed because, wow, I'm not meant to have children, but now I've got two beautiful daughters. So God really loves me. But again, I didn't really go into it as such. I was just, I'm blessed. Yeah. Because we generally just say that I'm blessed, God's good to me, but we don't really pay attention to the blessings that He's giving you or the miracles that you're getting. My second child was really poorly and she was in intensive care for like 6 days. They had her on life support and stuff. And I sat by her bed and I literally realized at this moment prayer is needed. So I prayed and I prayed. I made pacts with God, like if you let me take her home and she's well, I promise I'm going to change all my life. I'm going to go to church every week. I'm going to be the best person ever, all of this stuff. But she came home and again, that moment kind of passed for me. I wasn't, I didn't stick to all these promises and pacts I made. I was just like, yay, she's home. God is good again. And I carried on. My eldest, she went off the rails a bit and that caused me to become quite low. And during that time, I was praying more because, I was hoping she's safe and stuff. She was doing a lot of running away and stuff. So I was praying to God, like, please bring her home safe. And at this point, it kind of got a little bit more involved because I was doing it every day. I was praying more and stuff, but I wasn't having a relationship with God as such. I was just, going through the motions. And I've been taught this all my life. I grew up in the church. My nan always says, pray when you're, when you're feeling defeated, you turn to God. So my second child, Rochelle, who I prayed by her bedside quite a lot while she was in intensive care, she started asking really wacky God questions like, so about God. And I was just like, why are you asking me these things? I don't understand where this is coming from. The most I've ever done with her is say prayers before bed, not really brought her to the church or anything like that. She was just, she was so interested in God. So I started going to St. Matthew's because I was like, these questions I cannot answer. So we went to Father Jim and was like, yeah, my child asked me these wacky questions about God. and I really don't understand. So here she is. You can, educate her on all these things she wants to know. They took her on. Priscilla was really helpful. She's in Sunday school. She started teaching Rochelle quite a lot, and she started teaching me quite a lot. At this time, I was still going through quite a lot with my eldest, so I was in a really quite bad place. But when I went to church, I would feel this overwhelming peace. Like all the stuff is happening around me. My life is super chaos. I'm pregnant again, but I felt peace. I'd walk in on a Sunday and I'd feel extreme peace. So with that in mind, I then met a really lovely lady who was a family support worker, and she had so much grace. She just had so much love for people, and she was just this amazing person. Okay, come on. And I just wanted to understand how what made her like that. And she's a very godly woman, and she introduced me to Warsaw Community Church, because I was like, I go to St. Matthew's, I do the routine, but I'm not feeling connected as such with, sorry, all right, Lydia, all right. I'm not feeling super connected with the church that I'm attending. So I went to Warsaw Community Church. The first Sunday I went inside that church, I felt a connection I couldn't explain. I was crying. I cried like for a month. I just go to church every Sunday, sit there and cry. And I was just like, what is this? I don't understand. Do you know what I mean? My situation was terrible at the time with my eldest, but I felt some calm and some peace in the situation, even though it was like beyond my understanding. So basically my life started changing. My daughter's question questions got deeper, and the church was helping me to answer all those, and I was feeling like a big change was happening in my life. I had my third child, and then I went back to feeling quite low, and I had and my first daughter was pregnant also at this time. I was off. Steve came round, and he used to come and mow my lawn, and he'd come, he'd mow the lawn, he'd go, and sometimes he prays for me. But after I had my son, this stood in my brain forever. It will stay in my brain forever. After I had my son, he came around one day, he mowed the lawn, and he asked me, can I pray for you? And I said, yes, please. And Steve prayed for me, and it touched my spirit in a different way that I've never experienced. He said stuff about my life that, like, who have been watching me, why do you know all these things? Like, do you know what I mean? But it really touched my spirit, and it made me just feel like, wow, God sent him. He's like an angel or something. He knows too much, So that really stuck with me. I was still trying to have an on-off relationship with God. Although I prayed and meditated and I reflected on things that God did for me, and I was thankful, but my relationship with God was not an everyday thing. It was just like here and there when you feel, when I felt like it. In the lockdown, I noticed a lot of people around me were like really down. There was a lot of depression going on. And I was still praying, and I felt like I was protected somehow because of all the stuff I've experienced. I shouldn't be handling being locked up and all this so well. So I was like, this God thing is really something special. It's in my life. Hold on. Yeah, it was, God's in my life. So I decided, I think I decided that I wanted to have a better relationship with God. So I started praying on it. Then I decided to join Coldpool's Community Church on Zoom, which I felt warm, I felt loved, I felt like, I've reached with these people who are just like God-loving people. They're amazing people. And you welcomed me. I carried on, and I was like, I'm still investigating this God thing. So the lovely lady who I spoke about before, she introduced me to Kingsway Community Church to do a alpha group. while doing that, I'm gonna leave, sorry. While doing the Alpha group, my eyes opened, you know, I realized I wanted a personal relationship with God. I realized that it could be an everyday thing. I could talk to him like a friend, like a family member, like, just a person. I could pray and feel like me and him is communicating. So I'm not saying like all my problems disappeared or my life became like perfect or anything, but I just felt more confident and secure. Stuff like this, talking to you guys today, I couldn't do that, say 2 years ago. I'd be like, oh, no, I was afraid. I had anxiety issues. I was depressed. I've been downtrodden quite a bit. So I didn't have the confidence and stuff to reach out to other people. And I just feel that the journey I'm going on with God right now is just amazing. He's done so many amazing things. Yes, I've had bad times, but he picks me up and he keeps me going. So at this point, I decided I want to get a commitment with him, a true commitment. I want to be baptized. So, here I am. I can't say no more. My kids are screaming. So yeah, it's just been an amazing journey, and I'm just waiting to see how far I'm going to go with this journey, because I know he's got a plan for me, and I'm really excited to find out the plan. But right now, I'm just going with the flow. He's been great. He's been looking after me. He helps me with my hard times. He helps me with my good times. So yeah, basically that's it. I want to have, and even today I was worried to speak, and I prayed on it, and he said, speak. And I know my kids are like interfering now, so it might feel like, okay, maybe it wasn't the right timing, but I just want to say he does amazing things for us, and he keeps us positive even in times when there's no hope. And that's something you just can't find. Do you know what I mean? God's the only one that can make that for you. So that's me. That's my testimony.
That's wonderful, Shirley. Absolutely lovely. It just shows that God's just so interested in the small and the big things, and he cares.